Welcome to the collab, episode 4 with Coach Justyce from JB Force Fitness and Coach Oladile with Magis Athletic Training. How are you guys doing today? Today we are going to get into part 2 of our discussion from last week, which was fitness nutrition or weight loss nutrition and what types of workouts should we be doing to elicit weight loss. But before we get into today's um, material, please make sure to like, share, and to subscribe down below. Please, if you guys have any questions or comments or want to see us talk on any subject matters, please make sure that you comment down below.
Yes.
So with no further ado, I'm going to hand the mic over to Coach Justyce as he gives us a brief recap from last week.
How we doing, guys? How we doing? I just wanted to briefly go over what was touched on the last conversation that we had, which is going to segue into Coach Lay's breakdown of our exercise prescription. So we went over how to plan out you going over your nutrition and you making sure that you understand the knowledge that goes into losing weight or body fat. So when we do so, we need to first focus on our macronutrients, which would be your fats, carbs, and your protein. And we need to make sure that we know exactly how those function and why they are what they are. Once we understand that, then we can better utilize that information and better select our food. Next, we need to plan out our day. We need to understand when to eat, how to eat, to make sure that we can set up our calorie deficit, which was a big part of losing weight. When you address the calories in versus calorie out conversation, that's how you're going to get to your weight loss goals. That's how you're going to drop poundage. It's simple. Whatever goes in, you need to either A, subtract that if you're having too much, or you need to bring that number of calories up to make sure that you can boost that metabolism. All things that we do in order to lose weight should affect your metabolism or affect your metabolism, all right? Your metabolism is the amount of energy that you use in order to burn or break down something in your body, all right? So for instance, I could be burning 1,200 calories, and if I'm burning 1,200 calories, that means at minimum, I need to eat at least 1,200 calories. My body needs that 1,200 calories, okay? My metabolism is working at that rate, and then that calorie prescription is the minimum amount of calories that I need. Okay. And speaking of metabolism, once we address metabolism through the way we eat and plan out our days and addressing our macronutrients, then that's when we should be able to strongly utilize our activity and address our activity levels.
All right. So speaking of activities levels, that's where I come into play. So again, just quick recap of what Coach Justyce was going over, making sure that our diet is on point in regards to our nutrition, making sure that we are dealing with our macros, which again is going to be making sure that we're having adequate proteins, adequate fats, and adequate carbs. Secondly, we want to make sure that we address our micronutrients, which again, those are going to be our water-soluble vitamins as well as our fat-soluble vitamins as well. So we want to make sure that we are addressing our nutrition holistically. But as Coach Justyce talked about today, he said that he really wanted to address his metabolism. So how we are going to address the metabolism in regards to our workouts and boosting our workouts, because again, the goal is weight loss. We want to make sure that our fitness program is going to complement our eating habits as well as complement our goals. So for me, I love HIIT training in regards to weight loss very specifically. Very specifically, what is HIIT? HIIT is high intensity interval training, which what it's actually doing is that it's emphasizing bioenergy pathways to actually produce a greater adaptation on the body as well as produce a greater stress on the body.
Coach
The way
Lay,
that
you
HIIT
mind saying
works
that
in
in
layman's
English?
terms, speak English. Okay. So in layman's terms, what I just said is this, is that with HIIT, you're going to be doing something, an exercise. You're going to do maybe anywhere from 4 to 8 different exercises. You will do those exercises for a predetermined period of time. So you may be doing those exercises from anywhere from 10 seconds, anywhere up to 45 seconds. Once you exercise within that predetermined amount of time, you will then take a predetermined amount of time to actually take a break. Now, the key to those time frames, whether it be 10 seconds all the way up to your 45 seconds or maybe even longer, is what energy system is the body going to be utilizing for that actual workout and for that particular exercise. So when we're talking about HIIT, we're really looking at hitting the phosphagen energy system, which is the energy system which you'll be able to utilize for about 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Now, Coach Justyce is very familiar with this because he does a lot of, he grew up running track and a lot of sprint work. So
yes, sir.
He can speak to the effects of being able to run at 100% capacity for maybe 10 to 20, anywhere from 10 to 12 seconds. But if I ask Coach Justyce, hey, go run a 100-yard dash, and then 5 seconds later ask him to run a 100-yard dash again at 100% capacity, Coach, can you do that?
No, it's impossible.
Absolutely not. And that's again because
I have 100% effort.
It's not, body's just not going to give you 100%, huh?
Mm-mm.
So part of the actual reason behind him not being able to do that is that when you're using the phosphagen system, the body is actually going to need a very specific turnaround time to recover. In this case, it's going to be about anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. But then we move into our other energy source, our next energy source, which is going to be your fast glycolysis system. And for that particular energy system, you can work at about anywhere from 70 to 90% of your maximum effort. And you can do that for anywhere from about 20 to 40 seconds. And with that being said, that's where HIIT comes into play. Because HIIT typically is when we're talking about a big box gym, normally we're talking about doing 6 to 8 exercises for about 45 seconds. And then you're going to take about 30 seconds to transfer to your next exercise before giving out that, 70 to 90% effort. And you'll do that typically for about 4 rounds. And what that's doing is that is allowing your body to perform at 90% of what we call your VO2 max. And that's your oxygen level to be able to actually perform an exercise efficiently. When you're able to put that type of stress on the body to operate at 90% over your VO2 max, both during your workout and post-workout is having an effect on the body that during the workout, it's ramping up your metabolism. So we're able to get your metabolism working harder because you're in different, what we would call heart rate zones, right? So again, because you're actually working out harder, your metabolism is ramping up. So you're burning more energy. You're burning more calories. But specifically when it comes to HIIT and weight loss, is that because you're able to work at 90% of your VO2 max over a prolonged period of time cumulatively, what that does is that post workout, it ramps up your metabolism and it oxidizes the fat within the cells of your body so that that fat starts to shed.
So what you're saying,
It looks like Coach just has a question.
So what you're saying is, we work out in this this magical HIIT way, and not only do we use calories and macros during, but then there's a prolonged after effect. We get an aftershock in order to drop some weight.
100% correct. Yes.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Yes. And I'll tell you another secret too. We're going to go off topic for 1 moment. Typically, when you see a person warm up or come to the gym to lose weight, typically what I will see is this. They will hop on the treadmill for about 30 minutes. They will then go work out, do about 20, 30 minutes worth of some strength training, and then they will then leave. Let's speak about the pyramid, the magic pyramid of weight loss. So, Coach, when you are doing cardio exercises, what is the body's energy source?
It all depends on how long you're using it for and how fast.
So we're talking about 30 minutes.
30 minutes, and then it also depends on the intensity in which we're using or we're at that level.
Okay.
Mainly, if we're cruising for 30 minutes, we should be switching from our carb source over to our fat source. Supposed to.
So in layman's terms, typically what we're doing is that we are using our glycogen stores, correct?
Yep, typically in the beginning.
So now that I've jumped on the treadmill for 30 minutes and I've depleted my glycogen stores, I now go to lift some weights. What is going to be my body's source of energy now that there's no glycogen because I depleted it doing cardio?
I mean, the only thing that's left to me is fats. But how do we use those to lift weights?
Well, you don't use those because fats don't lift weights. Proteins lift weights. So typically, if I do cardio first and then do strength training, by the time that I get to my strength training, instead of building muscle and burning fat, because I've done cardio first and depleted the glycogen stores, now that I move into strength training, my body is actually going to move into burning my protein to get me through the workout because I've depleted my glycogen stores. Because I've moved
not only do we use our fats and our carbs in the beginning, now we're using our proteins, the things that we need to build stuff in our body.
Correct. Now,
what's gonna happen if we lose it?
So after you do this, right? We boosted our metabolism during our workout, but now post-workout, we go home, we jump in the car, we go home. How long is our metabolism boosted working out in this manner? About 25 minutes to be exact.
Really? You mean 25 minutes after you get done working out?
Correct. So by the time you get home, your metabolism is back down to normal. But now let's flip it. If I do a warm-up, a proper ramp warm-up,
Mm-hmm.
And I then do my strength training first. What's the body's energy source that it's using?
I believe we should be getting into the glycogen stores.
Oh, yo, you are a smart fellow. Yes, you are. You are
I
using
mean,
your
A
glycogen
A plus
stores.
B sometimes equals C unless D is involved.
Yes. But now we're going to move from our strength training to our cardio after our strength training. What's the
Oh boy.
body's energy source now?
Oh boy. Well, it seems as though now that that initial carbs is gone, we might be able to use those fats that we need to get rid of.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
now, simply by switching up the order in which we work out, the fat that we're trying to lose, we're actually starting to burn. Where
Hmm.
when you did your when we did our cardio first, we never touched the fats. We
Hmm.
we went we went from glycogen to burning our protein.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
question number three. When we work out in this manner, how long does our metabolism stay elevated?
Man, I don't even know, coach. I don't even know.
24 to 48 hours. That's why you can work out 3 days a week. That's why you can work out on Monday. And by the time you go back to the gym on Wednesday, now your metabolism is starting to drop. But because you're going back to the gym on Wednesday, you've now boosted it again so that now we can actually make permanent changes in our metabolism. So now we can
Wait,
permanently elevate
wait
the
a second.
metabolism.
Wait a second. Are you doing magic right now? This is crazy to me.
Hey, call me David Copperfield.
Oh my goodness. So you mean, coach, I have a question. Coach, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You mean to tell me you can work out, change your metabolism in one day, then we put that together with other days of working out, and that can lead to a permanent change in our metabolism?
Yes, it could lead to a permanent change as long as again there is consistent behavior. So
Hmm.
it's permanent as long as we continue to work out in that manner and eat, the correct nutrients as you talked about last week. But if we stop working out, then again, there's not going to be a need for the metabolism to stay elevated.
Our bodies are truly creatures of habit. And once we get into any of these habits and they become concrete,
Correct.
changes will be made.
Yes.
Oh man.
Now think about the magic you just talked about. You talked about your nutrition, right?
Yeah.
And having the correct kinds of calories and foods going in your body, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
then and then we hit it with the exercise portion of it, right? So now we're starting to burn the calories, but now we bring in the science that you bring in of knowing what exercises to do, when to do those exercises, when not to do those exercises, so that even when we're home chilling and relaxing,
Hmm.
we're still losing weight because we're burning more calories than we were burning previously. So even when we're
Hmm.
chilling, our body's not at rest.
So I could just be watching TV and still burning calories?
Yes. Now think about this. I'm gonna give you one other piece of magic. How many calories are in a pound?
Oh my God. I, I really don't know. I really don't know.
Would that answer happen to be about 500?
500. Man, that's a lot.
Now think about this. If I am able to raise my metabolism, just we'll say, let me grab a calculator. We'll say a person has a metabolism of 2,000 calories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And through exercise, we're able to increase their metabolism by, say, 5%. What's 5% of 2,000?
5% of 2,000. Man, you making me do math. 100. 100.
Correct. Now, if we do that 100 times 7 days a week, that's 700 calories, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means we lost about 1.5 pounds a week at rest. Not working out, but at rest.
Chilling like a villain.
Wow. I couldn't have said it any better.
Man. Well, it seems to me as if this high intensity workout stuff is a thing. And it seems
Yes.
to me that if we put all of these equations together, losing weight is inevitable.
Correct. Correct. So
Well,
that's why I love high intensity workouts because again, it is you're working out hard and you're working out harder than you could be able to work out cumulatively over a long period of time. If I ask you to go at 100% for 30 minutes, you're not going to be able to do it. But if I ask you to go for 100% for 20 seconds, give you a 10-second break, and then ask you to repeat it, you can do that 4 times. And because you're able to repeat that 4 times cumulatively, you're able to put in more of an effort, putting a greater demand on the body, creating a greater response from the body.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to get these bodies to adapt.
Yes. And that's what it's all about, getting the body to adapt so that you're reaching your goals.
Yes, sir. Got to be
But
great.
one thing I will say, I do want to preface, HIIT training is not something I recommend to someone who is new to the gym and that has been sedentary for a long period of time because of the stresses that it puts on the body. It is something that I would recommend that you listen to your personal trainer and actually work your way up to that demand.
Yes, we need to set a base, a cardio base, maybe some prolonged cardio like on the treadmill, making sure that you're doing it for at least 30 minutes. And honestly, you can make that into your entire workout between that and you stretching, and then adding in your weights alongside of that. And then we mix the two together, and then that's when we start to graduate into that high intensity realm.
Yes. Yes. That's some
Yes,
good
sir.
stuff there, sir. That's some good stuff, coach.
Listen, I'm just trying to be great. That's all. That's it.
Hey, you
So,
doing great. You do great every day. I've seen you
yes,
change
sir.
lives.
Yes, sir. So I do have to fact check, correct? There's actually 3,500 calories to every pound.
Okay, 3,500.
Then, and then 500 is the amount of calories or the deficit that we put somebody at in order to lose a pound.
Got you. I stand corrected.
Yes, sir. Either way, the philosophy behind what we said was correct, regardless of whatever numbers we throw in there. But
Correct.
I definitely wanted to add some perspective to our people, because the average person is like, man, I just burnt 500 calories. I'm killing the game. Cool. You got to do that 7 more times.
7 days a week, 30
Yes,
to
sir.
31 days a month.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Crazy.
Yes.
Well, I do believe with the amount of knowledge that we've put out, and honestly, we've only scratched the surface of what we could go into. Like, there's different exercises that we can do that produce more calories than others. Or like there's some like the fact that if you were to do one burpee, you can burn 1 calorie per burpee. Most people don't even understand that.
Yeah. Very, very true. Very true.
Very crazy. But I do believe that this would be a great way to end our conversation. Um, Definitely ask us a bunch of questions, like, share, and subscribe. And I can't wait to move on to our next topic, to be honest. We're out here
Cool.
killing the game.
Cool.
We're accidentally matching, of course. It's crazy.
Well, real men real men wear red.
Goodness, Raggy. Raggy and Ruby do. Oh, man.
So
Well, are you good? You
we
have
are
anything to add?
good. So again, we just want to thank everybody for taking the opportunity to join us today with our collab. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, any comments, any topics that you want to see us discuss, please make sure to comment down below. And please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. And where can they find you at, Justice, on IG?
You can find me on Instagram at JBForceFitness. Me and my partner Brandon Cole are kicking some ass one day at a time. We create